Hey everyone, it's been a while, but welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your caregiver and business coach, Melissa Miller, and today I'm very excited. I have a dear friend and colleague, Joy Racicot. Gosh, Joy, how long have we known each other now? 5 years, something like that.
Close, I think.
Yeah, so Joy and I are part of the same. We met mutually in the same business coach mastermind. Shout out to our business coach, Faith Morale, love you. And we are currently participating in a bundle, and we wanted to just take a few minutes to kind of share a little bit about the products we have featured in this bundle. And the reason I asked Joy specifically is because her product is centered around self care. And guys, if you've been with me for a while, you know that self care is a must as a caregiver. So, Joy, thank you for being on my channel today for just a few minutes.
Oh, yeah, it's really good to be here. Thank you for having me, Melissa. Uh,
Absolutely.
Train in the background. I hope it's not. Oh, I think it's leaving. So,
It's
okay.
okay. Hey, we're keeping this real life. We're busy moms and caregivers and just doing our thing in between the chaos. So that's okay. So we're just going to roll with it. It's life. So a little more touch of reality here. So, Joy, for those who might be new to you and your work, could you share a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Sure. I'm Joy Racicot. I am a coach, a wellness coach. I'm certified personal trainer, behavioral change specialist, and my the thing I focus on most are women. It can be men too, but that are felt caught kind of between healthcare and fitness. So you go to the doctor, they say everything looks fine. Maybe you need to lose a few pounds. And then you're thinking, like, I've been trying, nothing's working, but they don't have any help. And so then you go to the fitness industry and they throw you in a group class or a challenge, and you can't do half of the things. You work super hard, you're so sick you're about to throw up at the end of the class, and you stick with it for say a full month, and you're still feeling like you're about to die and you're not seeing any results. So you're just kind of stuck there. That's who I just really get joy out of helping.
I love that. Well, and the reason I was really interested in having Joy on, guys, is by the way, I just love your work, Joy. I think it's amazing what you're doing because same thing is it's very similar what Joy's doing with self-care, health, and fitness, as well as what I'm trying to do with caregiving, is that both of those areas in our lives are not one size fits all. Every situation is different. Just like your body, each of our bodies are unique and they need different things to help them stay healthy and stable. Same thing is true when we're in our role as caregiver. We need different tools to help us stay organized and prepared to meet the needs of our loved ones to the best of our ability. And it changes, just, right, Joy? Like with fitness, one season you might be needing a little bit more of this to focus a little bit more on this. So maybe it's mindset in one season, but then another, it's like actually really, like you say, maybe working on your fitness, but doing it in a way that doesn't um, overwhelm your body. Speaking to myself as someone who has three chronic illnesses, I have IBS, thyroid disease, and a skin disorder. And especially with my IBS and my thyroid, really hard cardio does not work for me. But I still want to get my heart rate up. So what has worked for me, for example, is doing some walk at home videos and doing those for like 15 to 30 minutes 5 times a week. It gets my heart rate up, but I'm not straining my back. I'm not straining my knees, and I'm more importantly, I'm not stressing my gut. I'm able to tolerate it and strengthen my core and my physical wellness without exasperating my IBS symptoms. And same thing is true with your caregiving. It's like so. One question I have for you guys, for those of you listening or watching, right now with where your loved one's health is right now, do you feel stressed about that? Do you feel does leaving the house just make your skin cringe and make you feel like you're going to throw up, like Joy was saying in that example of trying to do maybe fitness to meet that need, but doing too much of it or doing something that just obviously does not work well for your body and it makes you feel like you're going to throw up because of the stress. And one thing I want to say to you guys is that it doesn't have to be that way. Joy and I both have resources here to help you in either one of these areas. Okay. It's not a one size fits all. And we want to help you figure out what works for you. So, for example, so if you're struggling with um, just trying to manage being a caregiver on the go when you have to leave, whether it's for taking your kids to school, vacation, maybe if you've been really needing a break and you've been wanting to do a family vacation for everyone to get everyone out of the house and let them have some normalcy. Or maybe it's just, some days are really full with a schedule where you have soccer games, medical appointments, other appointments that you have to do, just errands in general. And you're stressed and worried about what if something happens? What if something goes wrong? What if I don't have what I need? That's where my Caring on the Go workshop mini series it comes into play, because in this mini course I teach you how to have a go bag. So just like it's not a one size fits all for anything, whether it's caregiving or self care, with your go bag I teach you how to create one that works for you. So obviously what medications you need for your loved one, what comfort items you need for your loved one when you're out and about, because things happen. You get stuck in traffic, maybe the doctor's office is behind. This has happened to me so many times where we go in for an appointment at 2 o'clock, but they've been behind all morning and they're still 30 minutes behind schedule. So then what do you do to pass the time? So what kind of comfort items could you have in that go bag in terms of maybe earbuds to watch something on your phone or listen to a podcast or music, or maybe it is just doing a crossword puzzle or something. But anyway, just like we've been saying with this conversation, it's not a one size fits all. So maybe I can speak to this currently right now. I have a daughter that I also have to put items in my personal go bag for. I have stuff for my husband, I have stuff for my daughter. When she was a baby, oh yeah, it was diapers, bottles, onesies, spit cloths for when she was teething and drooling more. Now it's basically just an extra pair of clothes in case, not because she's toilet trained now, but it's more like things happen. Maybe she falls and rips her pants, or she does get sick, or she spills something, or something, or we get caught in a rainstorm and then she's soaked and we're going to be out for a while. So different seasons, different needs, both as a mom or a wife, but also more importantly, as a caregiver. And Joy, I'm sure you can speak to that too, with being a daughter with or a parent to children with Down syndrome and other special health challenges, that your seasons have changed, I am sure.
Yeah, and very, very fortunately for us, so I have two kiddos with Down syndrome. One is 11, but one is an adult, and we don't have the medical issues. Thank goodness. I know other people, are dealing with that, but we do have situations because we're just crazy. Like I'm a single mom, and we've my older daughter, who does a lot of caregiving for me, has gotten a full-time job, so we're crazy up in the air. And so what I found is like they might have a new caregiver, a PA, come into the house that I've never met before. And so this is a little off the topic of go bag, but just to have things ready for somebody who can take care of them that doesn't know them, because they are a little hard to understand sometimes for people who are new. And so just having things in place, whether it's going to be on the go or in the home, that people can just pick up and do a sufficient job
Yeah.
of them. So
Yeah. Well, no, that's perfect, because like in your go bag, I recommend having like if you have a really evasive, complicated case. My husband's not too complicated, so but if you have someone that has like multiple health issues and has had a lot of like hospitalizations, or has several doctors, you can't remember all that. So in your go bag, having a sheet with just kind of a simple synopsis, if you will, of their medical history to be able to spit out to, like, if you're out and about, again, strange, like the example Joy gave. Okay, maybe not strangers coming into your home, but if you're out and about, think about it. EMTs, paramedics, firefighters, they're strangers. They're not acquainted probably with your loved one's condition. So having a little written down piece of paper, notebook, file folder, however you want to do it, whatever makes sense to your brain, um, in your go bag or with you, so that way you can easily, without worry or stress, share that information, the important critical details of your loved one's issues, to those people who are quote unquote strangers to your loved one's illness. So that's very important. But on the flip side of that, like with all the stress that comes with, being on the go, we have, I know both of us, we have long days sometimes being parents and caregivers. Um, Self-care is still so important. It's the root of it. I mean, having those pockets of time for ourselves to recharge so we can keep going because caregiving never has a end date. It goes until it goes. Every situation and again, it's not a one size fits. For my father, I cared for him the last 2 years of his life with my husband. It's still ongoing. I'm going on 6 years by the end of the year. So, and it's still many more years to come because we still have a child to raise and we're still a young couple. So, it's still ongoing. So how can you keep yourself healthy to be able to meet those challenges is so important. So, and especially in the thing I'm thinking about, like I'm only 2 to 3 years into my own like really like vigorous getting back finally something has clicked where I've been able to figure out something that works for me with exercising and focusing on my physical well-being to help deal with stress and just be able to do what I need to do. Joy, question I have for you then is, what would you say to somebody um, if they just came to you and they're just starting out from zero, like they're obviously burnt out, they're starting with nothing, so obviously they need to start slow so they don't overwhelm themselves and also then just give up too soon. So what would some advice if I were you, if I was a new client to you and I'm like, okay, look, I haven't probably exercised in like 6 years, and I have some health issues, I know I need to start, but it feels so overwhelming to start. What would you say to me?
Well, I completely understand. If you add in, your lifestyle that you can't even predict at being a caregiver, it makes it even more overwhelming because I'm a big like, oh, I'm going to plan this and schedule it. And then if always something comes up, like on your first day. So you want to exercise at home. And then, like you said, like some people think, oh, I could walk, but then after they walk, their back hurts and they can't do anything the rest of the day. Well, that's obviously not going to work very well. So I do like to, personalize it to the person and their situation. But some tips for that are I usually have people start with resistance training, but that's because sometimes cardio or walking, like you said, will upset other conditions. And so the strength they can gain from resistance training, excuse me, can get them over that hump so then they can start. That's one idea. And the resistance training I start with is usually body weight because if you haven't done anything for a long time or ever,
Mm,
a lot of people are intimidated with the gym. I start out at home. A lot of times, like in group fitness challenges or something like I talked about, they'll help you modify, but they won't help you progress. So if you can't do a push up, they might say, like, go on your knees. Well, if you do push ups on your knees, you're never going to learn how to do a push up. Like, it doesn't help you progress. So I help them, we start with the wall and I help them with like the reps and and how to modify that so it's more weight or less, more resistance or less. So if your feet are away from the wall, that's more resistance than if they're close to the wall. And then you can go down to a countertop those are easy. And then you just go lower and lower, and then you will be able to do a push up. But it's, don't progress too fast, don't need too many reps, sets, all that kind of stuff. And that we talk a little bit about in my partnering with your body program that I've got in this bundle is free. And also just not, we always want to go through like hate our bodies into getting somewhere. Like I really, like the weight you're carrying is a big one for women, but also just like not, if you can't get down on the floor and up again anymore, that's very like frustrating. So we think, a lot of us, because I'm sure you're like the most caregivers are like, I'm just going to do this. I am taking care of it. And when you do that with your body and just try to grab it like a bull by the horns, it kind of balks a little on you because it's doing the things, the weight gain, the inflammation is to protect you from deep seated issues that are going on, like maybe the beginning of a chronic illness, or maybe you're dealing with a chronic illness. And so we have to gently help support our bodies into the result that we want. So I talked about that and partnering with your body.
I like that. I
But
like that. And I think that is important. Like start slow because I will speak to myself. When I started my walk at home DVDs, that was a couple of years ago, and I started with just trying to work up to a 15-minute 1 mile workout. And I did that for a whole year. I didn't even, and now I'm able to do 2 to 3 miles at a shot, but which is equivalent to about 30, 40 minutes. I've been pushing more, I've been pulling back more to like 30. I feel like that's a good amount for me, but it doesn't overdo and overtax me. So you have to figure out what works for you, but definitely, guys, please start slow. Please start slow and don't shame yourself if in the beginning all you can do is maybe 5 minutes. Or even just a few minutes like throughout the day. I remember my Christian life coach I had for a while when we were working on some wellness, she even said she wasn't like really hardcore on the fitness side, like what you're doing, Joy, but I love what she said about if you can only do 5 minutes a day, but you can't do 5 minutes all at once, maybe get up and do 10 reps for 1 minute in the morning, and then maybe after lunch when the kids are in nap time, do another minute there, and it'll add up. At least getting your body accustomed and used to the movement is a start, and also just cementing that habit. Right? It's all about creating habits. Just like with the go bag too. Getting in the habit of putting things in the bag, having it in a designated spot, getting it into a habit of when you restock it. For me, I just kind of eyeball it once a week, make sure I'm stocked, and I keep it in our bedrooms because it's right by where the layout of our house is close to where our garage is, so I can just grab it on the way out the door. But maybe for you, maybe you're terrible about even getting things in the car. Maybe it's something that stays in the garage in the car at all times. So you're good to go. And then you just make a reminder on your Google Calendar. Okay, today's the day I need to check my go bag, make sure I have enough supplies, and take care of it. And then again, same thing with your wellness, right? Okay, 5 a.m. or maybe not 5 a.m., but okay, 10 a.m. every Wednesday and Friday, I'm going to go for a 15-minute walk, or I'm going to do some resistant training, or this is the day I'm going to start, and I'm going to just start doing 5 reps of wall push-ups per Joyce inspiration, just to start somewhere, right? It's all about starting. It's all about giving yourself grace. And it's all about just tweaking when, like you say, we have different seasons as wives, as mothers, as caregivers. It's never going to be linear. As a caregiver, when you're raising children and when you're a caregiver, it's never straight. It's up and down. We have, and you just got to ride with it. You have no choice. So I just hope for those of you who are listening to this, that you guys are walking away feeling inspired that it's okay. It's okay to
yeah.
start slow. Give yourself grace if hiccups come.
I really like the idea instead of specific times because it's not linear, like you said.
Yeah.
I like stacking small habits that grow. So, like, if you could take a 10-minute walk after dinner, you eat dinner most days, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, you're where you could do something after or breakfast. Just pick one meal. You're always going to eat. Walk 5 minutes one direction and come back. If that's too much, start with 3 minutes and back. Or even if walking does hurt your back, just like sit down in a chair and stand up. Do that like 5 to 10 times, depending on where you're at. But do it with something you always do. So eating, doing laundry, doing dishes, counter push-ups would be great. When you're doing dishes, like just take a little break after you dry 5 dishes and do some push-ups. Or when you get up in the morning, because you're always going to get up in the morning. Things like that. That way, when our life is turned upside down, we still have a baseline of what we're doing, that we can still move.
I
Um,
love that. I love that. Yeah. Well, Joy, thank you so much for spending this short little part of your busy day with me. I really appreciate it. I know my listeners are going to really enjoy this as well. And guys, if you're interested in getting either one of our products, again, my product in the Best Ever Summer Bundle, which will include the links below the description here. And I will also include all of Joy's contact information. So if you're interested in learning more about Joy's work, you can definitely connect with her because she's amazing. Just saying, she's amazing. So, but anyway, my product is the Caring on the Go Mini Workshop Series. It's a 4-part workshop series, and it has everything you need: a guide, some checklists, everything to help you plan your customizable go bag for helping you be prepared when you're out and about, and to also just give you some freedom to feel confident in leaving your home, whether it's for something special like a family gathering, vacation, or even it's just every day, just trying to get through a busy day of medical appointments and errands, and just giving yourself peace of mind, knowing that you're prepared to meet the needs of your loved one. And then, Joy, again, what is your product?
Partner with your body for your best summer ever. It's just really about how to support your body through, to get the results that you want. And we do focus mostly on like inflammation, fat loss, where you're supporting your body instead of just beating it into what you want. Yeah. So, and I've really enjoyed talking to you. I always enjoy talking to you, Melissa.
Oh, thank you, Joy. Awesome. Well, guys, thanks again for watching. If you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe because I do put podcast episodes up here. My podcast is Caregiving and Entrepreneurship Reimagined to help busy caregivers like you balance business, caregiving, and self care, all three while you're dealing with, never ending like, stress and problems, right? So I'm here for you. And also, yeah, just be on the lookout for the bundle. It's going live on Monday at the time that we're recording this. So if you're watching the replay, it is probably live. So all the information will be linked below. And definitely, again, reach out to Joy if you're in that season where you're ready to tackle your wellness, but doing so in a lovingly way. Definitely reach out to Joy. My girl will hook you up. She's awesome, and we will get you off and going. So I'm so glad you guys were here to watch this video. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.